Hello everyone, Domino here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. This time we're going to do something different. I've never done a base tour before, and I think it's time to show off at least my base and a bit of our server here. So it's a SMP survival multiplayer server, only for a few people that are playing here, mostly me and Wim. But we like to have just our own survival world where we build whatever we want, a bit like the Hermitcraft style, sometimes with shenanigans, but nowhere near that level. At least we have here our spawn. Let me do it first in creative mode, that's much better to see. This is our spawn, this is our humble small mansion at spawn, which is connected to all the crosses you see in the distance, which are our iron farms. First off, by the way, we started this world in 1.13, so that's the update Aquatic. And back then we made iron farms that we had to modify, I think in 1.14, because there was an update with the villagers and the workstations. But this is our iron farm, which is producing a lot of iron golems. More than enough than we ever need. That's why you can see there are 3 crosses. I plan to make a 4th, but we already have a overshot of iron ingots, so we don't even need to make the 4th one. We collect, oh, I of course am in creative mode. Let's go in spectator mode. So we collect all the iron ingots, we get rid of all the poppies, except for a chest. There's quite a lot of redstone here. But the most important thing you need to know is that we collect here a chest of poppies, just in case you want to use it for flowers or red dye. And here we have some iron ingots. Before we had some other chests that you could have like 5 or 6 chests of inventory of ingots. Now it's only these 2, and whatever doesn't go in this chest will get destroyed, because yeah, I have at my storage, I have 2 double chests of iron blocks, and Wim even has more. I think he at least had 10 shulker boxes, so we don't use that. But the one thing we do use with the poppies, because you can hear it, the dispensing of into lava, but the poppies we use to make bone meal. Oh, that produces a lot more than I thought it would. So poppies can be composted, and then we produce bone meal, which is very useful for anything we want to make. So this is our humble spawn. This was just an island. It's just like you see around here. It was just an island with only 1 tree, so it's iconic, almost like a skyblock experience. And we actually started with this, which is our little pond, and with these rings we made our first journey into our starters island. And I'm going to fly there. This is something I made some time ago, just like a silly idea of a shop selling diorite, granite, and andesite. And I converted the islands that were here in sand and stone into some kind of a peaky island thing. Just a fun thing. Never gets used. So we basically made this our starter base for all the people that were online. Just to get the simple farms going, like the sheep, the chicken, this is a cactus farm, cows. So all the breeding of animals and all the small little farms, and especially the tree farms to get all the types of trees. And if you notice, you don't see the nether stuff, because that wasn't the update back then. So this was converted into our own starter island area, so we could all get geared up. This is also very nice. Wim is very good in the decoration, and we made our own small bedrooms for all the things we needed to do. Collect some valuables. It's a dining room. It's really cool. It's just the humble begins before you go on the journey of your own base. And the one thing we did here was make a very efficient skeleton farm, because we found a spawner. That's why the beacon here. And you can see we excavated all the undergrounds here. This is where you land, and we actually, yes, he's still. I found this in survival. I was using this skeleton spawner, which is behind here. This is the this is the lever that controls the light, because you can then turn it off and on. Very simple, just a skeleton spawner that drops the skeletons from a height that you can one hit in. And at one time I saw a diamond armored skeleton, so I tried to get him out, which was painful. But I named it. I named him Skeldia, because skeleton and diamond. And I was like, this is the perfect watchman, the guardian of this spawn. I've rarely seen mobs with diamond armor, so that's why I wanted to collect him. And we have loads of bones and arrows here, so if anything happens to us, especially wanting bone meal, but you need a lot of it, we come here and collect them all. Now let's go to my base. Here we have one of the portals. This is for the starter island, where we made a sort of hub, because we thought this would be the most important cross point, but it has become actually the spawner island. But in the beginning we ventured quite a lot of times into this starter island, and I missed my boat, so I have to walk now. I will not cover every tunnel, but this is going to our desert and mesa themed bases, which, well, not base, it's more like the mining desert. This one we will venture in just right a second. So we made this tunnel, which is actually rideable with the minecarts. You can run because you have the trapdoors, and my personal favorite, the boats. So this is our spawn. This is the spawn island in miniature form, and this is our crossroads. There goes to Wim's base, which I may cover in another video, or I hope Wim will do in his own, because that's a base that's just too much to show off in just 10 minutes. That's not normal. That's 3D. It's not just above and underground. It's layered and connected. This goes to my base, and if you see the color palette, you might understand where this is going. Especially when 1.13 dropped out, I knew what kind of base I wanted to make, as I really am a water person, and I wanted to make my own kind of Atlantis themed base. That yellow port, I'm gonna show the things I have. So this yellow port shows off that I have here a double blaze spawner. Not that I use that much often, but because it's very efficient. And I have these kind of boat thingies. They collect them here in the hoppers. This is my starter island, which I still use as my storage system. And the big portal is here with my base, which you will see soon, because it has all these arches. And I have all the things I connected with my things. I have here, I can show you that just real quick. There I connect to the green tunnel, which goes to the base of Thomas. This will obviously show you that I have a guardian farm there. And the one other thing, I have one other tunnel that goes to a squid farm, because I needed a lot of black dye, especially to make these dark prismarine. Let's go into my stuff. Why is it raining every time? Although I like rain, because my flying skills are mostly based on the trident, because I just love to. You can see the little water ponds. I'm like, oh, I need to go to somewhere else, and the first rocket I use is my trident, because that gives me enough power to fly up, and I just like it. It's just a thing, because I have Atlantis themed, I have the trident. And let's first say, this is my first starter base. Some of these chests are here from the beginning. I had some chests over here, But this one, for example, that has been here since the beginning, just to have everything in place. There's a difference between what I collect and what I use, and the thing is that I'm mostly here because my storage system is downstairs. So that's why I have a honey farm here. I use these for the honeycombs, but now I've used them all for the honey uh, blocks because I have a bigger honey farm, which is just like it there. That's a teaser for just a bit. And right now, because of the 1.17, I laid some copper blocks here to oxidize to actually collect only the exposed and the weathered copper, because the oxidized you can just lay there, and um, so I just wanted to collect a few of those just before it, and I used the exposed copper in another build. This is actually my bedroom. This is where I will be AFKing most of the time. This is my um, enchanting table. We sometimes use command blocks to travel long distances because it otherwise takes a lot of time. Some of our bases are really far, and even with the nether, it just takes too long. And this server isn't like the most ideal to load everything, so that's why we do that. The most important thing, my storage base. It's a big room. I have 4 corners dedicated like a nexus. So this is my middle point, and I travel with my trident up. And I have 4 sections divided into the things I wanted to collect. And for example, the green section is literally all the basic beginner blocks. So all the wood, all the, yeah, I sometimes collect leaves, basic stone, and of course some storage silos. And if you wonder, I have these item filters from Impulse SV, and I have these storage silos which I saw in Bambo's video for example, for stone, for cobblestone, sand, gravel, dirt, grass blocks, and the various stone and side granite, diorite. Because I collect these the most, especially when I'm caving. I like to cave, so that's why I always collect the stones that I gather with it, because you never know when you do a big project with it. And that's just one corner, and I have all this connected with a dispenser. So I have a water source on top where I can drop the items, and this will distribute it into the water stream, and then will get filtered. Not all the blocks will get filtered because we noticed that there is some lag here in this base, so I didn't connect all the hoppers to all the chests. For example, when am I ever going to need mycelium, I will do it manually, because that will never be like a very lot. But if I, for example, have a lot of trees chopped, then of course then I drop them in here. And if I have a bunch of my inventory, it's always like I drop my inventory in here, and whatever doesn't end up in the item filters, or sometimes, like for example, dirt should be collected, but sometimes the item filters get a little bit overloaded. Then we have the red section, which is based off all the mob loot, mostly mob loot. Then I have the honey and some flower biddies. I like to collect them. I have a flower farm, so I could use that for both bone meal and the dyes. And I should just I should do this the other way around. All the mine stuff, the ores, all the copper ore I found. I have these kind of diamonds. I just mine a lot, so at that point I don't need actually the ores anymore. Although I don't have a lot of block of diamonds, I try to make a beacon out of diamonds, which takes a lot. Even netherite, I have 1 block of netherite. All the nether biddies, blackstone, and just recently added the deep slate variants. I love these blocks. These are amazing. And of course the amethyst. Oh my goodness, are these amazing. I love these. I'm going to make something with that. Calcite, because it's very rare. You can only get them from the amethyst geodes, and tough you can just find. I don't have a lot of it yet, but I haven't used a lot too. Then we have the blue section, which is a lot of other variable blocks, which mostly concentrated on redstone thingies on the left side. And these are like the other biomely blocks, like the ocean monument, ice, terracotta, sandstone. Then we got the basic nether block. So there we had the ores and the new basalt and nyllium things. And here are the old nether things, because it was 1.13. Some end stuff and some quartz and some stone variants, which I sometimes use. Lastly, we have the purple section, which I like to call the colored section. I always wanted this because I knew you have 16 colors of everything you want to make. So I have like all the 16 dice with each other, and because of the water stream that goes 8 blocks far, I could divide this in sections of 8. I have the dice, I have the concrete powder, I have the wool, I have the terracotta, I even have the glass and this is glazed terracotta, by the way. Even the glass and the normal terracotta, but you see they aren't very filled because I don't use like a super lot of these, except what you find. But mostly I do use these kind of things, the glazed terracotta when I collect them. I have a wool farm, so I have a lot of that. And I especially collect the concrete powder, because when you need some, you need a lot. So let's go to my main base, because this is just only my starter island and I only want to show off my base. Sometimes you see kind of things in here. I collect pandas. I haven't had a use for them yet, but I will. Then I got here, this is a boat that was actually spawned here in the ocean. This was a shipwreck. I converted it into a more decorated shipwreck because it was attached to this this small temple thing. I liked it very much, so I made it like some kind of black pearl that crashed into a coral reef with some decoration, I might add. So this is like the ship you enter, and I think you can go under here. This is still the loot in here. I just left it here, and there should be something in here. I don't remember what. This is just a bit of fun, having a real ship. Ooh, that's weird. With all the goodies in it, like it's a real ship that is being excavated with some various thing. This should be some kind of turret. I try to, and then we have a connection here that goes to the end ship. So this goes under here. And this is like a secret gateway towards the purple ship you saw, which is the exact design of the purple ship, the purple ship, I should say, of the end. And this is like a disco pirate ship, and you have a toilet here. This is something very different. I took the structure of the boat and I converted it into a sort of like an elite pirate disco ship, and we even have, we have a beacon here, which is, if you can see, yeah, you can see it. You see some kind of colored blocks, and if you sacrifice a block something here that goes on the pressure plate, then we got a disco beacon. Just a silly thing, and that goes up into the sky. This is just fun because you see I decorated like the ship with the loot, and this is, I think, almost one of my only enchanted gold apples. Just wanted to make something that is really different than the other ship. This should be fun, because if you are having a disco at the ship, you will see it from here. Just a fun detail. Furthermore, I have a village here. I had this cave. I converted the stone into grass, and I'm going to do this in spectator mode. And I made several houses which feature the villages. This, for example, is the how do you call the explorer? Do we also explore? Anyway, so these he has a watchtower with a spyglass, and its exploration table for finding the ocean monuments and the woodland mansions. I just like to add these. This is a... Ooh, this was a smoker. Yeah, this is one of the cooks with its own bedroom. Then we have a mason for all the terracotta biddies. Just to add some extra with the blocks I had. I really love this. The librarian with a very interesting style of build. I really love the purple wood blocks. You have to use them very well with some colors, but it's very cool. Which actually, this is his bedroom, and you're not the librarian. Why are these villages mixed now? You should be somewhere else. You have your own home. So this is mixed with my my AFK spot. So I like that very much. The villagers don't escape there. They can't escape, by the way. I made sure of it that the villagers can't just wander off. We have a botanicus with its own farm with all the wood fingers, and that's why it's dripping already water, because this house is inside the water. A scary witch house, or something, at least you would say, interesting decoration. And I have a lot of these rooms. I have even a fisherman here. There I already spoiled the base a bit, and I'm going to skip these. And first off, in the beginning I had this house a very long time ago to collect the villagers to make sure they won't go away. Then I made it much better with a villager breeder, which I decorated into a house. I'm not exactly sure from which designer I had this, but it's like you have 4 villagers the least. When the babies grow up, they sometimes wander into the trapdoors because they see that as a full block. They get into a system down here. Oh, there's actually... Oh, there are 2 here. When they grow up, they will get into the water stream. And right now Oh, you escaped, that's good. Now the system has been locked because the amount of minecarts has been emptied. Therefore, when it's empty, it will drop lava so that every new villager will get destroyed immediately. Otherwise, it will grow up, it will touch a string line, which will trigger a minecart that will collect the villager, which goes under the water, which goes in here. And this was made in 1.13, so that's why I have the rails encased in glass. I could make it without the glass now because of the 1.17 update, where water doesn't touch the rails, but I will leave it like this because the villagers shouldn't drown. Then I made this all myself. I have a... yeah, this is really weird, but this one water stream sometimes clogged up the amount of minecarts. Here I will collect all the villagers. The minecarts get destroyed and get reused here. And then I ask for a villager here. And then here I will try to get the best traits of it. If it's not what I want, I go to the red button, which will get destroyed here with the lava. If it is green, then it will get into the system that is my villager trading house, which I based off the design of Mumbo Jumbo from Hermitcraft Season 6. And the most interesting are actually the librarians, because not only do they give you, like for example, mending book. Oh, I can't. Here we go. Mending book for 12 emeralds. That's almost the most cheapest. I think the cheapest is 10 emeralds. And the thing is, with these villages, you don't only get the right books for it, but I also found out you can get a lot of glass. I can fill up... oh, that's not... well, normally I have like a shulker box here, and I think in like 2 days, so if you trade here, you have 2 rounds or 3 rounds, then you sleep, go again, then you have already a full shulker box of glass, which is actually very easy to get with not a lot of emeralds. I have some masons, which I mostly used for the quartz blocks, because that's why I could use a lot of quartz blocks in my base. I have here a buttload of traders for iron, all counted out, so that if you are with a full inventory, so all these 27 slots, including your 9 hotbars, so that's 36, that if you do that with all the iron ingots, and you collect all the emeralds from here, you will get an exact stack block of emeralds to be used. This is my potion room, which I fully designed myself. I'm quite proud of it. It works that you have to apply here your water bottles. You can fill them up here, and this lamp indicates if there's enough water bottles or not, and this lamp indicates if there's enough blaze rods or not. And the blaze rods you have to do manually, I think. Yeah, you have to do that manually. It's very difficult, but the main thing is you first choose which kind of potion you want to have, and I use only these here, which are the most used in my base. I especially use a lot of the weakness for the conversion of the villagers and fire resistance to build in the nether. And the thing is that, for example, if I want night vision, if I click this, it will drop the items that is needed. It will drop the nether wart, the golden carrot, and I always drop the redstone dust to have a pulse lengthener. Then we have this button, which will trigger the minecart. It collects the items in order. It will go up here. It will drop the items into the brewing stand. Oh, that's not good. Ooh. That's not good. The redstone shouldn't be in there. And now it's not timed well because oh no, it is. So it's now connected to a redstone line that will time its last item. So it first will go with the nether wart, and I think, yeah, it's still connected. I hope. Can I see the hopper? There wasn't a redstone in there. I'm glad I fixed that, because otherwise it would break. Now it does the golden carrot. Now it goes to the last ingredient, and I think it will then slowly, yes, this redstone will get darker very slowly with this enormous pulse lengthener. But that is because it is time. You see, it will go off. It will then dispose of the minecart, which will go there, which then disposes of the potions. So this is his stopping station, and I now have 3 potions of night vision for 8 minutes, which I'm not going to use now. So it's actually a automatic brewing stand that makes your potions with only 2 buttons, with your selection of the potion and making the potion, which is highly compacted, well, not like this, but highly compacted around only 1 brewing stand. Not that I use this much of, but I really love sometimes I really love to build some redstone thingies. Still raining. Well, that's one thing I really love, actually. Let's go into survival before we mess up things, because now I can freely fly into the sky without any rockets. So a few things here. I have a giant for my big base, my big water Atlantic base. I'm very proud of this. This took me, well, about 2 years to make, because I'm not always every day on, and especially because look at the materials I've been using. A lot of quartz, a lot of dark prismarine, quite a lot of prismarine bricks, but it's mostly the dark prismarine. Ooh, I forget there are holes. So that's why I'm using the trident, because it's all water veined. So I use a lot of these expensive materials, which I do like, because I like this brightly lit base concept. It's also very bright in the night. I love it. I really love that I have like a fully bright base, which is color graded, by the way. If you can notice the colored lamps. and especially my mosaic floor, which I built the first thing. It was only the floor, which is just a very colorful mosaic of all the blocks that were in the game since 1.13, just to make it a like a art style floor design with quite a lot of diamond blocks that I have used. With my own personal aquarium, with all the fishies and most colorful fish I have found. And this is just like it's just purely decoration. It's like the water base is here with some structure pillars in the upper section. It's mostly based around underwater. And then I have, let's try this. I have some sections dedicated to a purpose. For example, the white one is the old Atlantis ruins. So this is why I'm currently building. I'm trying to make like a ruined Atlantis that has been here for 1,000 years, like the real Atlantis theme from the stories you hear. I'm really trying my best here to make something just like it's been a city here that's been abandoned. Then we have the red section, which is my nether portal. This will connect to that the arch. I will show you. This will connect to this here. So that's my starter island, and this is the portal of my base. So in here, with a bit of a dark room, and the green section is actually the most has been mostly built of. This is all my relative small to big farms of anything I need. So here we have a sugarcane farm I made myself. I thought of having a sort of roller coaster. I have a cactus farm, a big cactus farm. This is what I've recently added: a honey block farm, a honeycomb farm. Villages that get me the carrots. I've a lot of here. Then I even have, let's go into the tunnels. I have like my the basic wheat, carrot and potato farm. This actually is pure for aesthetic, just for these kind of greenhouse effect, because I actually never use these things. Let's see here, we have a kelp farm, which is just like a small V shape to collect all the kelp. I even have a place to get the coral blocks. I have a moss block farm, which is actually my recent addition, which I thought of myself. I only watched a video of the mechanic of using stone generators to create the moss, because it can convert stone into moss. And then everything else I designed myself. And as you can notice, I built my redstone underwater. That's the thing about my base. I love this Atlantis theme base, and except for the bee farm, because that was too difficult and I don't want to risk getting the bees into water. All the other farms I tried to build underwater, which is a pain, but it's doable. You can make all the things underwater, you just have to close them all very well, and they all work. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing that goes wrong. Then I have a pumpkin and melon farm, just for whenever I need the blocks, which will get activated with bubble elevators. I even have a netherwort farm, and these are just all the farms I have here whenever I need them. And that's the whole greenhouse effect of all the farms, and that's why the color is set on green. There's only one other farm which is hidden underground, which is my ant flower farm for the ant rods. And the one other most notably corner I have decorated is the gray section, which will lead into other farms, the more rough farms, I would say. For example, the concrete maker, which I partly, or no, I fully made into the underwater section. A tree farm, at least I tried to, but it's not efficient at all. It takes a lot of bone meal, which comes, by the way, here are my trees, the whole tree farm area. And a super smelter I got from, I think, a mango. I really liked the design because I could envision this shape. I really wanted to have it underwater. And I just love to have a combination of a underwater world with all the things I need that can be underwater beside it. And that's actually my base for this video. I will do another video for all the other stuff, especially my other places, because this is not my this is actually my first big mega base. I even have an underground, but I haven't decorated it. But I have other areas where I'm building as well, and I will leave that for the next videos. So I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.